So last week, I just for one would like to apologize for some comments I may or may not have said, which may or may not have been really rude and gross, but true. Very true, but still gross. So last week what we did is we were leaving the goblin boat and we made alliance with merfolk, where our barbarian made alliance while I was in water. And now we are going on to Fell Deep Island to get rid of necromancy and stuff.
The one goblin comes bouncing back.
Okay, you can talk now. What did you find?
There's a village.
A village? Why? Who lives in it? What kind of people?
I don't know. I didn't look that far.
Village?
I'm gonna check it out.
Extra
It's a
people
village?
means extra cover.
Yeah, I kind of don't want everybody to get killed because of us, but let's see what's there.
If they live here anyway.
They might already be on.
They are probably not very good people.
Or they might
but
be
we
slaves.
can check. Or they might be slaves. We should go see this village.
There's a loud shriek followed by, it sounds like a low snarl
Uh-oh.
type of sound,
I take out my whip.
and then absolute silence.
I'm gonna head towards that direction.
It was from
Did
the
the-
tower area.
It's on the tower.
Area.
Did the shriek sound like a goblin
It did,
getting eaten by something large?
possibly.
Okay, so
Let's take it.
we're only waiting for one scout to come back now.
I
He
think
comes back quite quickly. Very, very quickly, actually. There's a definite desperation to get back.
really, actually, if something comes, I'm looking behind him. If someone comes through the bushes, I'm shooting at it.
Nothing's following him, but he certainly acts as if there is something following him.
What happened? Okay, you can talk now.
Nothing, just big cliff and heard screaming.
I'm gonna
Okay.
stealthily move towards the screaming. If someone's come with me. If there's something there, we need to clear it out.
It sounds like comes from top of tower. I think we get there eventually.
I think we just head to the village.
I vote village.
Two goblins standing behind Barrador also going,
Plaza,
Okay.
Going
village,
to the village. Yes.
village. We are village people.
can we eat bananas at the village?
If they have some, I'll eat one.
I'm gonna motion for the two goblins to just sort of scout ahead 30, 40 meters at a time and come back again to
They're
find
scouting as a
safe path.
clump of
Yeah, that's
people
fine.
who are trying not to be in the front.
Right. Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna, as we go, I'm gonna like look around and be aware.
Okay. The tower remains ominously quiet, as does the coastline, devoid of life, movement, that kind of thing. There aren't even crabs.
How
on the
big is this actual island?
Well, from what you've seen, it's probably 2 miles in diameter,
Okay.
so not
It's
huge.
Not huge, no. Okay.
As you round a large horn of the hill with the tower on top of it, you can see there's a bit of a bay, and then on the other side is a shipwreck. And around the shipwreck is a few clustered little huts and houses and things, and a few jetties sticking out into the water. But it doesn't look to be in very merry repair, and the colour is all sort of washed out, so it's very dull greys and khakis and greens and things.
Okay.
But there are a few people milling about on the docks. There's a little fishing boat that's slowly making its way out of the bay.
Can I perceive and sense motive? Like, do they look like they're happy? Do they look like they're going about their average day lives?
You don't have to make a roll for it. From where you are, they're about a mile away, so
That
we
sounds
keep
it's just
interesting.
movement that you're picking up, nothing major.
Okay.
There are a few little pieces of smoke curling up from one or two chimneys.
We don't happen to spot the goblin longboats from where we are now.
Not from where you are.
Okay.
Keep heading towards
Keep heading
it.
towards them.
Mm-hmm.
experience fire. I've never experienced fire before.
What do you mean, experience fire?
Well, what does it feel like?
I am not going to do this experiment for you.
Okay, Kalasa, maybe you must tell him to shut up as we near village.
Does she know that no one else can hear me except for you? La 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 la. You see, no one can hear anything. La 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 la. Whales have funny noses. Ha ha ha.
I'm going to message, so I'm going to point at Kalasa, and I'm going to intend it for him. So if he makes a DC 25, he can hear what I'm saying. And I'm going to whisper, you need to shut up. And if he makes that perception, I can hear what he says. Yes. Useless 0 level spell, not useless. Unless he sucks at rolling.
Why did she tell me to be quiet, you hear?
I told you that because she is talking back to you, and that is going to bust us for where we are. So be quiet. Shh.
How can you talk to me?
I don't think I can do it.
No.
This is one set, and I'm like,
How could you talk to me?
and I'm just going to say, I'm ignoring you now. Shh.
I'm so confused. I thought I could only talk to you. Oh, I get it. The silent treatment. This is so new. I've never had to do this before.
You're like,
Should I click? What are you doing?
We're still heading towards the village, right?
yes, we're still into it.
Yes,
I'm just like-
the rest of us didn't stop for your
No,
quite.
I can't look back and be like, it's gonna be a long trip.
So I'm like
Yes.
guiding Kalasa forward.
You start to round the curve of the bay, and the tower is sort of above you. And as you come around, you realize that there's the main tower, and then there's 3 smaller towers clustered. And then there's quite a large wall that runs out to a singular tower that looks out over the village. And there is a fairly very broad set of staircases that run up from the village up the side of the hill, which is a little bit steeper on this side than the side you were on. Runs up towards that one tower that's sticking out. It's about 2 stories high. It's got a grey slate roof. Looks to be in not fantastic repair, but it doesn't look to be ruined at all.
Yeah.
The villagers see you kind of trudging along, and no one seems to react in any kind of way. They carry on about their business.
Humans, eh?
As you get closer, you realize, yes, it's a mixture of humans. You can see 2 elves. Is it a dwarf? No, it's the 2 goblins from the rowing boat. They're sitting on the dock, sharing a mug of something. And yeah, there's a Cathar that's sort of wandering around fixing nets. Just general mixture of life.
I'm like, hey, it's one of your people.
I go towards the Cathar to talk to it.
You approach, it kind of gives you this look up and down of assessment.
Hello.
What do you want?
I am new here and I would like to hear about this lovely tourist destination.
Why didn't you say so? So, we have nothing mixed with less combined with mud. It's fabulous. Your whole family should come here.
Why did your family come here? Obviously the mud. You look... And I look at him, what is he? I'm like,
Mangy, caked in mud.
good.
I know, right? I have all this fur covered in mud,
Yes.
which is great.
It's very restorative for
The
for
skin,
fur.
I know, right? Who are your friends?
And then I introduce them. This is Berador. This is Kalasa.
Very nice to meet you, Kawaza.
This is Killian. And this fine fellow is...
Oh, Sandador.
Sandador.
I don't. I always put it I'm like, the accent throws me off, but I think he's being sarcastic. but I'm not sure.
It's actually sarcastic. You see what I did there?
Yeah, I'm noticing a trend in a thing about Cathar that they all think they're really funny.
It's
Why?
because Cathar is funny.
Exactly. Who are you, really? What are you? Are you like a fighter? I don't know. I don't think so. So
Don't
what brings
worry,
you
we
here?
don't know. We are
Looking.
investigating. Yes.
Oh, you are here for tower, yes?
Yes, I think everyone comes here for tower,
Mostly yes.
but stay for mud.
Pretty much. What can you say when you got so much? It's just wonderful.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what happens to people who go see tower?
They die.
In specific ways or just generally?
Usually eaten by the dog thing.
Okay, so there's a dog thing.
Well,
good
it's
to
more
know.
of a dog thing is it flies and
Flying.
eats and changes and eats. So yes, it is big flying thing, eating, consuming. I wouldn't go there.
Lots of eyes.
Sometimes, yes.
It's probably the thing that attacked us when we were, trying to save certain people that had fallen out the window.
Did it sink your boat too?
Did it sink your boat? Is
Yes,
that why you? Oh,
indeed.
yeah.
Look here, the John Way. This also did sink.
That is sad.
He points to the large shipwreck that has basically become the town hall, if you like, of this village.
What is the ship called?
You look up, it says John and then Way, and then there's some letters that have been mucked over and that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because next question was going to be, why are you here? But tower stays by tower and doesn't bother people downstairs.
It actually purchases from us from time to time, so mostly it buys mud.
The actual the actual tower.
Well, no, not the actual tower. Who are you?
That's not important right now.
Okay. So yeah,
Okay. Sort of how often they buy from you?
once a week.
Okay, is that once a week time coming, or has it been, or?
In 3 days' time.
Okay,
But they don't buy from me specifically.
well, from town.
Correct.
Okay.
Whose blood?
Who are you? Oh,
Whose blood do they buy?
I do not know at all.
Who do they send down here? Who's the person that comes and collects these things?
It's local man.
Do we know where is he?
He does not deal with me. I am nets. You want nets? I have nets and I have rope.
I have rope.
I have finest rope you ever have seen.
My rope is pretty fine. Take out my rope and show it to
Never
you.
say the R word around.
And I show Sandra my rope. I'm like, look.
This is fine rope.
This
is very fine rope. I will buy this rope from you.
It's my only rope. What rope you got?
Oh, I have all sorts of ropes,
I
but
don't know.
not as nice as that one. I have to work with what I have. You understand, of course.
Yes, mix it. Okay, tell you what. I die, you can have rope.
Really?
Only if you don't kill me. Cathar, promise. Hey. I wanted to go to good home.
It will be very looked after.
Okay. And then
What are you?
Are we going to wander into a
I
tavern or something and see what
think
other...
we need to do some reconnaissance information gathering around here about when this person comes down, what they get, who they are.
Are my two goblins still with us, or have they wandered off to go and chat to the other two?
You see them sitting next to the other two. They also appear to have got a rather large wooden mug of something and are passing it between the two of them. They haven't seen you seeing them.
Can I approach them unseen? Is there stuff
there's
to sort
posts and boxes.
Oh,
and
that's great. Then I'll just sort of sneak up on them, from the back.
sure. They remain unaware.
I sort of tap the one that's sitting in the middle on the shoulder.
Amazingly enough, he leaps up into the air in fright, but manages to keep the mug absolutely stable, so there is no spillage whatsoever. It's a bizarre dislocation of movement. They look up at you.
That is impressive.
Lunch break?
Did you other guys know that this town was here?
Kinda.
You didn't tell us why?
We weren't allowed to talk.
You weren't allowed to talk. You two who were rowing the boats.
Well, you just said to go around to the other side of the island, so we did. We thought you knew too.
That's right. How long has this town been here?
A while?
And what's that you're drinking?
It's called Killaroo. It's the thing they make out of fish. It tastes nice and makes you want to go to sleep.
I see.
One of them offers you some. It smells of fermented fish.
I wouldn't drink that. And I drink
No.
a lot. I could drink a lot of stuff.
I come
No.
wandering past. I'm like, oh, what's that?
It's Killaroo. Make a Constitution saving throw. No, Fortitude saving throw.
Jesus. We go straight. Yeah.
12!
You feel all your hair standing up on end as this drink pours down into your stomach, and you instantly get this headache that lances around the back of your skull, and the world kind of drains of color, and your mouth tastes furry, but you feel warm and sleepy.
Yes, nice.
See, she likes it.
No, that's fine.
Okay, we'll
So
keep
what do you-
watch from here.
What looks
Is that
like
a nod? It's not. It's not. He nodded. He nodded.
So, do you guys know anything about the people that come down from the tower to buy stuff from the folk in the town?
Nah, we never deal with them.
You don't.
We don't
know
really
what-
deal with these people here either. They're strange.
Okay, you're gonna deal with them a little bit throughout the next day or two.
For more Killaroo?
Maybe. But you're also gonna find out exactly who comes down from the tower and
They're all coming
how
to the tower.
much of what they come to buy.
We
Okay.
have time limit.
Yes, we do.
Do you we'll go find out now? Or a little later?
You go find out now, and then a little later you can have some more of your Killaroo. And then tonight you can find out some more, because I'm sure some of the other people in this town also like Killaroo.
They do. Okay, come on, boys. We're going to go and find out about the tower and what the tower eats. Or something. They go scattering.
I'm looking for like
You
a
should probably not drink any more of this.
tavern kind of
It's
thing.
nice.
Most of the
A
people,
place where people gather.
yeah, it looks like it's in the hulk of the John Way.
Oh, I'm going to just try and gather some information myself. If anyone wants to join me.
I'll come.
You smell the fish on her breath.
I'm like, she's gonna hook up the freaking furball. I'm like, I start walking ahead.
Can we have some? It smells nice.
No. I don't want to do what the cats do.
Apparently neither do the dogs.
The local dogs are like, cat.
All right. So you heading up into the hulk? Are you following?
Yes.
All right. The John Way was obviously a very large cargo ship of some kind that plied the northern trade routes, possibly on lumber duty. It's a very large, square kind of vessel. It obviously wrecked here quite some time ago and has been turned into, there's actually an inn that's got quite a large establishment. There's some rooms for hire, but it's by the hour, as well as a fairly well kitted out bar. There are quite a lot of bottles and things. Most of them look like they've been salvaged. So they've kind of got that funny tarnish on them that bottles have got when they've been rolled around in the ocean for too much. Folk, not very many here at the moment. There are 2 or 3, but there's certainly a barkeeper there who looks up when you walk in. Fresh wash-ups. Welcome to the John Way. What can I get you to drink? You've had the local, I see. Yes. Killaroo's an acquired taste.
It's warm.
He looks like he might have been nobility once, just the way he kind of carries himself. His tunic it was maybe gold once, but the leather apron that he wears over it to kind of keep himself clean obviously hasn't worked very well. He has a rather large moustache.
Just give me like an ale, friend.
All right, well, we've sort of got an orcish brew. It's not too bad on the palate. It's terrible on the head.
I'll have some of that.
Yes, I'm sure you would. Right, very good. So he starts pouring out this stuff for you. I've got I don't suppose you've got water with you?
Water?
Yeah. Fresh water. No? That's a pity.
I do have water skin with water. But what for?
In that case, then I've got a vintage of elvish wine that is nearly 200 years old. I think we could celebrate if we could exchange.
Why is the water so valuable?
You may or may not have noticed this island doesn't have very much. As a matter of fact, it doesn't have any fresh water on it whatsoever. So it's a bit of a trading commodity. Certainly, those that control the source have all the water.
Who controls the source?
Yes.
Just by the way, as a player, I think I'm piecing things together, but my character wouldn't know about it.
Apparently more Killaroo helps with the taste. Eventually your palate loses the furriness of it, if you'll pardon the expression. The tower controls, there's a well, apparently, the only one on the island, which has got fresh water.
So what you're saying is that
He pushes
If
over
we-
a wooden tankard towards you.
stop the tower, you will celebrate us for getting the well. And then you will also be happy that we saved the well.
Well, yes, of course. But that's a lovely dream, isn't it? Yes, it's never going to happen. But
And why not?
primarily because of the occupant of the tower. Yes,
Which is who
the
is
lady of the tower, and her power is significant. I wouldn't recommend you going up. Oh, please tell me you haven't come here to try and take on.
She wants somebody to love.
I think perhaps you need more Killaroo. He pushes over another tankard.
Take the tank.
Somebody to love.
You find me not there.
It doesn't matter.
I'm leaving the bar at this day.
I'm just saying to the guy, what's like,
And just going to like skulk around town to see whether there is any sort of significant gatherings or places that seem important in any way, or whether it's just a bunch of people stuck on an island with nothing to do.
Okay, give me a sense motive check. What are you doing?
Like I just said to him, apparently they send someone down to collect stuff from the tower.
Yes, it's the exchange. The water's brought down, and in exchange we send up various things.
Can you tell me anything about whoever collects this stuff?
Well, his name is Lorden. He works for the lady.
What's he look like?
He's an old caretaker, from what we understand.
Does he live in town?
No. He lives up in the tower.
The one with the steps?
Yes, correct. He also controls the beast.
Is that flying dog bird?
Well, I would describe it more as a collection of bats, but yes, I suppose you could say.
That sounds familiar.
Oh, you've encountered it before? Well, then you'll know it's not something to be trifled with.
Do you know how to kill it?
If I knew that, I'd be a very wealthy man. Well, I'd have a lot of water anyway.
Well, do you know anyone who maybe knows or has heard rumor?
I think you perhaps fail to see the point of our little settlement here. We're all trapped here. We can't leave. The lady wouldn't allow it.
How?
Yes, but we are here to help you.
Yes, I'm sure that's what you think now. But
Yes.
think about it for a while, and I'm sure you'll find you have some skills you can contribute to our little community.
How often does this?
I have been known to be a good trainer.
How often does this fellow come down and exchange goods with you people?
Once a week.
Once a week.
It's more regular now than it used to be. But, I think that makes it better.
When is he due to arrive again?
It's 3 days, I think.
What goods does he fetch?
Various supplies and things, but that's not really important.
Someone said blood.
Well, yes, it is.
What blood?
But, well,
Where do you get the blood from?
where do you normally get blood from?
From people. But how? How do you give blood to them? Do you,
By volunteering. That's very kind
do
of
you
you.
no. Do you just send blood, or do you send people?
No, never people. No, just blood.
How do you gather the blood then?
Well, it's a rather gory process.
I have the stomach for it. You're gonna have to tell me.
That water you're carrying with you,
Hmm?
that might lubricate things slightly.
I'll okay. Cool.
He
Oh.
pushes forward a glass.
I'll top up his glass with my whiskey.
He takes the glass and pours it into something underneath the counter, and you hear him grinding a cork back into place. The lady only asks for blood. She never asks for anything else. Occasionally, Lorden asks for wood or building supplies to maintain the structure, I'm fairly certain. The blood is gathered from townsfolk. We volunteer once a week to donate, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
We found the easiest process is to make an incision just above the, in your arm, really. Drains slowly and can be healed and stitched up fairly easily. We gather it into a glass vial. She usually needs no more than about 4 or 5 liters.
Can I knowledge spellcraft or
You can.
knowledge arcana, like what you would need it for that? 25?
Any kind of blood magic, some kind of necromancy, it's not uncommon to use lots of blood for it. If you remember back to the bardic tale you told of the woman trying to raise her lover, it might
She
be
tried
used
to
for
build a
something like
man out of different
Mm.
body parts. Have you ever seen... Does Lorden look like he's one man? Or like he is made of many men?
I'm afraid I don't follow you.
I think.
What does Lorden look like?
Well, he's a fairly clean-shaven old man in his 60s, fair skin. I believe he was once a barbarian, though he doesn't seem to show that anymore. Muscles are not there anymore. He walks with a bit of a stoop. He's fairly slow. A bit hard of hearing these days, but who isn't? Grey hair.
I'm like, so how about some of that elven wine?
He brings back the glass. He opens up another bottle, pours you the glass worth, and pushes it forward.
I'm gonna take it and be like to everybody that's still there, because Barry's not there. I'll be like, thanks. Do you guys serve food?
Yes, yeah, we've got a selection of fish.
Yeah. What's the catch of the day?
And he rattles off something.
Okay. I'll just be like, does anyone else want?
Do we have some of the killer roux? Please. Bananas. Ask him if he's got bananas.
Do you have bananas?
I'm afraid you're in the wrong part of the world for that. You'll have to go more to the centre of the world.
I'm gonna motion to like go to the table so we can chat without hearing us.
Okay, I'll have a plate of food and for my cat too.
Yeah, you can send it over when it's ready.
Does he know there's lots of water underneath? In the under?
So,
There are caves all over this place.
yeah.
So are we at our table now, guys? The voice in my head has said that there is fresh water below us and there's many caves under. Maybe the fresh water, we find a cave to get to it and it'll lead us to the well and we can enter the tower via the well.
That
You're
sounds
the
like very
smartest
good
barbarian I've
plan
ever
for
met.
other
And
people.
orc. Half orc.
That is a good plan for other people. This? No.
I'll put you in a barrel. You'll be fine.
Well, it's better than my plan, because my plan was like, we jump Lorden, take him out, and take blood with us just in case there's a bargaining chip, and then try and get in. But that's 3 days of time that we're wasting.
Of course, your
So-
plan was
Also,
to give
then
blood
we can
mage
fill
more
up.
blood.
We can fill up with water a bit as
It'll
more
distract them.
bargaining chips to get more information.
Okay,
Also
so
true.
should we maybe look for a cave to get water information money?
Okay.
No.
But we need to do
We
quickly.
just find a cave
or
and just.
Yes,
we need to do this quickly.
but that's backup plan if we can't get up the well.
Yeah. But I think we try that first. Your plan's
Yes.
very good.
It's awful.
So you're wandering around town and chatting to various folk. What are you trying to get out?
I'm just trying to find out whether there's any kind of directed industry here at all. Are all these people just stuck? Did they all their ships
You hear
get
the
sunk by the same?
Same story. They were trying to sail to another island, another tower somewhere, and their ship literally just got taken out in a storm or by some kind of sorcery. Some of them were not captains, they were just passengers. All of them got wrecked on the island and effectively were stranded here. And so it's subsistence more than anything
Okay.
else. If you have a
Okay.
skill at net fixing, you fix nets in exchange for
They've
fish.
they've kind of started up their own little.
Correct. The only currency is fresh water, and even then, it's seen as more of a you're lucky, but unlucky as well because water goes away.
Yeah.
So it's a fleeting joy. They have tried to repair boats and have tried to sail away,
Okay.
and yet some of them report that they were attacked by some kind of beast in the night that sank the ship. And then those that were lucky enough to get back to shore survived. There is a story that once they tried to storm the tower, but they were killed en masse by, well, it just seemed like the earth itself spat out the dead and the dead consumed them. So they've kind of accepted their fate, and well, there's killer brew to drink, and there's plenty of fun to be had at the John Way, and well,
That's just what they do.
That's life.
Any of them seem any of them seem more scholarly than the others? Any of them sound like they've actually tried to study what's going on?
Make a diplomacy check.
15.
There is one chap, his name is Karis, that you making your inquiries about, and you meet him, and he's a rather mangy looking human. He hasn't really made a study of what's going on, but he has charted the island completely.
Okay.
Well, as completely as he can.
Sure.
Well, you see, the thing is, what I haven't yet managed to look at is on the north of the swamp there's an island. There's a on the north of the island there's a swamp. Not on the north of the swamp there's an island. So on the north of the island there's a swamp, and I've got through most of it, but there's a lot of quicksand, so you've got to be very careful. So I haven't got to the very heart of it, and I haven't got to the part that abuts the cliff, which I think, if you know what causes islands. No, if you know what causes swamps on islands, not islands on the swamp, because obviously you do get islands on swamps. So you would actually have an island on a swamp on an island, which, yes. So if you know what causes a swamp, it's usually water, lots of water, which can't escape, you see. So I think that the swamp is fueled by the very same thing that gives the water to the well, which means that one could potentially find fresh water in the swamp if you could get to the base of the cliff. And I've noticed some caves there as well, but I haven't gotten to those yet because there's rather a large amount of didn't I mention there's quicksand in the island? I mean, on the swamp in the yes, there's quicksand there. Can't get in.
Okay.
But otherwise, the rest of the island, there's a remarkable feature actually. If you go
This
to
is
the
the
south,
point where I turn around and walk away again.
and he carries on talking for at least 20 minutes as you go away, as he starts to
Right.
draw a diagram in the sand. Well, you see now, if you look at the island and the swamp on the island.
Where did I talk to him at his house?
No, this was just sort of in past. Someone said, "Oh, you want to talk to Karis? He knows all about the island."
Okay.
You know,
Can I find out where Kara's house is?
Yeah, it's not hard, and they're not kind of keeping secrets from me. No one here seems malicious.
Okay.
You don't encounter anyone who's not working.
You
Karis
steal from poor people.
I'm
Karis
going to go see
seem-
if he has an actual map drawn up in his house. Yes.
Karis seems to have been the least industrious of the people that you
Okay.
met here. Yeah, you find his house, although that's a incorrect term. It's actually up on the deck of the John Way.
Okay.
Which is kind of sparse because lots of the planking has been removed and that kind of thing, but a crude stairway has kind of been built up the side of the hull, and at the very top is this shack more than anything else. It was originally perhaps the command deck, but most of it's gone.
Okay.
There's some ornate doors, there's no lock on it.
And is there a map of some description drawn out in the inside?
You push open the door, the interior, there's a coat which has been left on a coat rack that seems almost untouched by the grit and grime of this place. It is, and it's very, very, very clear that it's never worn. It's just hanging on the coat rack. The rest, there's some books. Most of them have got water damage, so they've kind of burst themselves open and have got crinkled pages and things. There's some that are busy drying next to a coal fire that's slowly dying. There is an assemblage of different pieces of paper with a rather intricate diagram of the island on the back wall. And you can see he's put little shells onto the page, onto the paper, where there are interesting points. Some of them are as exciting as Definitely shale.
No.
Okay.
Shale.
I check for a blank page in one of the books.
Yes, there's one. It was the introduction to the book, but the ink was washed off long ago.
Okay. And I'm gonna try to just make a crude copy of his map using some of the charcoal, and just highlighting sort of major features, specifically where the town is, where the swamp is, and where the cliffs that he hasn't been able to get to are.
Okay.
Just to have something, and then I'm just going to try to carefully remove that page, hopefully without leaving too much of a trace in the
sleight of
actual
hand check.
book. 21.
You pull the page, you realize that the gum that was holding all of the pages together was old, so it just sort
Okay.
of slips out quite easily.
Okay. Anything odd about this coat except that it's never worn?
It does look to be of an older fashion, so
Okay.
maybe 20 years out of style.
It's been a while.
It's been lovingly looked after. Dust hasn't collected on it or anything like that.
But nothing else particularly
No, and
weird
if you
about
were
it.
to buy it, it would probably cost 20 gold pieces. So it's fairly valuable, but you know.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head out of there, and see if I spot a guilty-looking gathering of goblins somewhere.
All right. You three?
I want to say, okay. Oh wait, well, I can't. He's got to come back with information, because we don't know about swamp. So, fine, go on.
Okay, so maybe she is low on blood because it's time for her to get the blood in 3 days. So maybe she's not at full capacity, but apparently full capacity is not needed. She's scary. Also, I remember from story that she was in love with Barbarian. So maybe she collects barbarians to be her caretakers. Like, I don't know if this is useful or not, but maybe we could talk to Lodin and we could convince some information out of him. You know, you barbarian, you'll be like, tell me secrets, because he's old.
What is she doing?
I just don't want to go in the water. I really don't want to go in the water. Although it does his great plan. For
My
other
problem with the Lorden is I'm worried he's going to be like the other barbarian that we encountered that flew away in the on the bat thing.
Yes.
He flew?
And we don't know how to kill people like that yet. Things, creatures, undead.
Okay, but we need to think and do this quickly because we are on time limit.
Yes, and we don't know if Lorden comes to the village, like, other than to collect supplies. And he comes in 3 days, they keep saying. So maybe he stays in the tower. That leaves us with 3 days doing nothing. So I'd rather we have 3 days trying to get in.
Okay,
And
sounds
Lorden's
good.
the backup plans.
Yeah.
Alright, so just to confirm, I will have barrel.
Yes, I will put you in a barrel.
It works for dwarves.
Yes. Okay, where is Berador? We need to make plans now.
Where's food?
The food's arrived. It's various states of boiled fish.
Oh, okay. Good
It's
stuff.
actually quite tasty.
I'll dive in.
What have they done to it?
It's so good.
I've
So
eaten
good
it.
right now.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm
Just like shovel food
I'm
into my
so
mouth
glad
and
that I'm
pretend
not-
that I
Oh, this is terrible! Stop, please! It's so dry.
I'm so tired of eating goblin food, but this is great. I'm like, oh
Do
wait.
I feel like sick because he doesn't want to eat it?
Make a willpower saving throw.
Wait, where's other? 13.
The barbarian's putting the food in her mouth, and then she's just being pushed out of her mouth by her tongue,
I'm like, oh, this.
and she's putting it in. And
Okay, I'm gonna cast message and I'm gonna be like, you stop that.
You stop that. Why is
Cast
she talking to me again?
I'm ignoring you now.
She
Stop
uses
that.
magic.
I'm looking at the two of them and I'm like, this is so good. I can't deal with this right now. I'll be back. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go to the back by the kitchen. And I'll be like, there's just a couple of things missing, and I'm gonna start like throwing a little bit of other stuff, and I'm gonna use my new profession, cook, from my time with the goblins, and add stuff, add a little bit of like, oh, I need a little bit more garlic, yeah, a little bit like
The
lemon.
cook is this rather large, round elf woman.
I'm like, wow, I've never seen elves let themselves go before, but hey, let me stop the eye check with you.
And this is why cooks always try to fucking kill us.
I'm use my profession, cook. Woohoo!
Make a roll.
What am I rolling for?
For fun.
Cook.
Oh, profession
It
cook.
better be good. You see, her one hand is on the cleaver, her other hand is.
I've got a better cleaver than that. Oh yeah, profession cook. That is 50 plus 7, 22.
I have to hand it to you. It does have a certain flavor.
I'm like, you're welcome. I won't even charge you for that. I'll walk out.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die by a cleaver.
One day the cooks will get us.
Hi guys, remember to like, comment and subscribe, because it would be great if more people remembered me and it wasn't so scary. And what are you doing? What? Yeah, like, comment, subscribe.